This is Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Crew Chevrolet on News 4.
Well, good evening and welcome alongside Webb, Wright. I'm Scott Eisberg. A lot to get to this evening, starting with our game of the week.
Two teams looking to bounce back from a tough week. Cane Bay held a 22-12 lead before falling 42-29. West Ashley dug a 21-point hole against May River and fell by a touchdown.
All right, so we'll head west of the Ashley River for this one. And how about Will Washington? Fourth carry of the drive is good for 7, and West Ashley is up 7-0 on the Cane Bay Cobras. How about some more Samari Campbell this time? West Ashley is running at will over Cane Bay in this ball game. Still not done in the first half. This time it's the QB, David Dunian, keeping and scoring. A perfect run for Dunian. Runs the offense so well. 21-0 Wildcats at the break. Second half, more of the same. Dunian calls his own number again, scores again, and this one is getting out of hand for Cane Bay. West Ashley is red hot, and for good measure, Dunian again calls his own number, and big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and he does that tonight. West Ashley, statement made tonight, no doubt about it. 42-6 is the final over Cane Bay.
About the number of points, but our kids played well all night, both sides of the ball. I mean, to hold a team like that to 6 points, explosive speed, and we were very worried about that, but our kids rose to the occasion, so it was awesome. I mean, we kind of just stuck with our game plan and, took what was there, and, all the kids, made a lot of heads-up plays. Everybody played very physical. A lot of kids got to play tonight, which was awesome, and, we're just happy for this win and ready to move forward.
One of our oldest and most premier matchups being played tonight in Moncks Corner. Few, if any, can top Somerville Berkeley. The Stags played a really tough game down in Orlando last week. They fell by a score. Nobody has come close to Somerville. Dominant, doubling up a very good South Florence team. So we head up to Moncks Corner. There is the Staggy ready, second quarter. Berkeley is down by 3. Henry Rivers finds Kevin Boone. Huge gain down the field right there later in the possession. Henry Rivers takes the quarterback keeper, bounces around until he finds the end zone, and the Stags are up by 4 on the green wave on a wet, rainy night in Moco. Next Berkeley possession, Henry Rivers finds Kevin Boone again. Another huge gain as they march down the field trying to score before halftime. Berkeley would get to the 1 with 5 seconds left. Henry Rivers tries to punch the touchdown in, but Somerville's defense does not bend. They stop Berkeley from going up by 11 before the half. Instead, they enter the half only down by 4, and Somerville hangs on to win it. 41-35 is the final score.
Well, certainly a very interesting scenario at Fort Dorchester tonight as they host Stratford. The Fort deciding not to hire interim head coach Josh Smith after last season, opting for Sean Lorenzano. Smith went to Stratford. I'd say that's a pretty good resource for the Knights this week. However, Fort Dorchester up 10-7. Stratford driving to take the lead, but that drive would stall. They settled for the field goal to tie it at 10. And Coach Sean Lorenzano fired up about his defense. He should see his offense. Kevin Johnson throws complete to Anthony Williams. All hands on this catch inside the 10. But the Patriots would have to settle for a field goal as well. They go up 13-10 in this one. Next possession, and you knew at some point Ryan Campbell would have to eat. And on this play, he does just that. He takes a big bite here. Watch this run. Every time you think he's down, well, he jukes out of the way, and he's going to take it 70-plus yards for the touchdown. That makes it 20-10 Fort Dorchester, and they hang on to win this one by a final of 26-24. Meanwhile, Ashley Ridge used a 30-7 second half last week to beat Cane Bay for their first win of the season. Tonight looking to turn that into a winning streak against Wando. No slow start tonight for the Swamp Foxes. 4th and 15 from midfield, no problem. Trevor Callitz to Jaden Acosta for a first down inside the 20. And then off to draw, it's Acosta again getting inside the 3. That would lead to a Callitz short touchdown, 7-0 Foxes. Next possession, more of the same. That tag team of Callets to Acosta on the screen for another big gain into Wando territory, and this time it's Jaden Acosta. He's not going to worry about the pass. He's just going to take it in himself for the score very quickly. 14-0 Ashley Ridge in this one, and they go on to win this one in huge fashion, 56-17 over Wando.
Brutal night over on James Island. Tough conditions at the backyard to play football. Goose Creek up 7-0 in the second quarter. When we get there, Luke Thomas, big-time sack for the senior. Nicely done. Nice defensive play right here for Goose Creek's Hayden Denmark. Down the sideline, closing on his guy and getting the tackle short of the first down. But James Island does put together a nice offensive drive at the end of the first half. A pass complete to Jalen Brown Singleton that would lead to a field goal to make it 7-3. But it comes down to this. 8 seconds left. Connor Dantzler to James Hurto for a game-winning touchdown. AD Jeremy Holland, thank you for your outstanding video. Well done on the game winner. 10-7. James Island takes it. Wow.
Wow, what a play there. Lucy Beckham visiting St. James tonight. Up to Murrells Inlet we go. Lucy Beckham moving the ball early. Chalmers Ballard, he's going to throw a dime to Trevor Reynolds for 6. And then a few drives later, it's going to be Ballard. This time he's going to keep it himself, taking it all the way to the house for another Lucy Beckham touchdown. They would go for 2. And this time it would be Trey Thompson taking the ball and taking it in for the conversion. And Lucy Beckham goes on to win this one big, 48-17.
Man, a lot of great action tonight. It was ugly out there. It was wet out there. Made for some ugly football, but some great highlights. I'm quite surprised. West Ashley, what a win for them tonight.
Wow, huge victory tonight.
Absolutely. All right, we'll be back right after this.
Lights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Crew Chevrolet on News 4.
Welcome back, everybody. Not an easy night for the Philip Simmons Iron Horses to rebound.
Philip Simmons suffering their worst loss in years last week to Lucy Beckham. Beaufort, a team that played Fort Dorchester, to a 1-touchdown game.
All right, so let's head out to the Philip Simmons readying for the second half. Iron Horse QB Tavian Oralania with a long QB keeper right here. Third-year starter, really, really good. They ride him. Few plays later, it's Oralania with a toss to his favorite receiver, Colton Kellerman, for the touchdown. 31-12, Iron Horses on top in the third quarter. Not sure I expected that, but what a comeback after last week. Now to the Philip Simmons defense. Daniel Scarth going to recover a Beaufort fumble, and all is well at Philip Simmons. 31-20 is the final score.
Stahl taking on Academic Magnet. As we hit the highlights here, Owen George is going to find Cole Ivy for the first down conversion. The big fella getting the job done there. And then a short time later, it's Kevion Ford capitalizing on the fumble punt attempt and takes the kicker down near the 5-yard line. From there, Tyler Perez takes advantage of the possession. They would have to settle for 3 there, but Stahl would get the ball back thanks to some great defense. B.J. Peeler sitting in the secondary. He's going to pick off this pass, and that would set up Stahl. Keaton Murray rather carries the ball for a first down here. And then Murray would be far from done after this run. He's going to pick up where he left off and is going to hit the gas again. This time he's going to take it all the way to the house. Academic Magnet hangs on to win this one by a final of 9-7.
Bishop England head coach Logan Hall grabbed his first career win last week. Needless to say, the competition level rises significantly tonight. Hanahan, a team that beat 5A Wando on Friday. So let's head out to Wiley Knight for this one. Marching band welcoming the Hawks onto the field, and it is a nice big run by the Hawks. Trey Shepard right across the field, coming right at you right there. That will set up Shepherd for a short touchdown run, giving the Hanahan a 7-0 lead in the first. But Bishop England will strike back. Quinn Mahoney is their quarterback, and he finds a wide open Zach Baylog. That will tie it up at 7 in the first. And this is a huge win for Bishop England over Hanahan, 24-14. The Bishops seem to be back.
Certainly looks that way. Cross Timberland, always a fun rivalry game, geographic and family. Head coach Sean Wright and Greg Wright are close cousins and close friends. Out to St. Stephen's we go. Cross on the possession here, 4th and 1. As we get a good look at the band there. 4th and 1, the snap high over the punter's head leads to great field position for Timberland. But Cross would not go down without a fight. Timberland on the 5-yard line. Malik Goodman drops back, but his pass is picked off by Caden Ramsey. He takes it to the house for the touchdown. Cross would go for 2. After the score here, Tyler Harris is going to connect with Caden Ramsey, doing it on both sides of the ball, the 2-point conversion. But Timberland would answer back on the very next play. Cross kicking off to Timberland. And they would return the favor and take it all the way in for the touchdown. Timberland, off of that touchdown, they would also go for 2. Montez Addison is going to take the direct snap and powers his way into the end zone. And Timberland, they were just getting started there as they go on to win this one big by a final of 43-14.
All right, how about Baptist Hill? They are playing at North Charleston tonight. Little over 30 seconds left in the second quarter. North Charleston's quarterback, Richard Hazel III, good basketball player too, makes a last-minute decision, runs the ball, almost loses his footing on the wet night, but continues towards the end zone. First down, Cougars. The Cougars take advantage of that gain by their QB, and Lorenzo Kitching Jr. runs it into the end zone with only 8 seconds left in the first half. North Charleston is up 14-6. North Charleston possession, third quarter now. How about Ray Middleton scoring the first touchdown of the second half for North Charleston? And the Cougars, this is a big, big win tonight over Baptist Hill. 26-12 is the final score. Nice win for North Charleston right there. How about Eric Brown leading the St. John's Islanders over the bridge to James Island? But this game all First Baptist, and I mean all First Baptist. Marik Gibbs, former St. John's Islander, runs it for 61 yards and the touchdown on the first play from scrimmage. That was pretty impressive. Then how about some defense? This is just nasty. Marshall Evans going to break through into the backfield. A big-time tackle for loss right here, and St. John's is struggling big time with First Baptist. After that, Marik Gibbs again with the touchdown. First home win in over a year, a calendar year for First Baptist. 64-0 is the final score. Congratulations to Jamal Birch. Just got a great picture sent to me by Elliot Summy showing Birch just standing there and looking at the fireworks going off after the game. Pretty emotional when you finally get that first home win for sure.
And if you're going to get your first win, 64-0 is not a bad way to do it.
Way to do it, absolutely. All right, stay with us. Much more still to come.
This is Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Crew Chevrolet on News 4.
Welcome back, everybody. Boy, has Porter-Gaud been good this year. 3 straight dominant wins.
Tonight, the ultimate Skiza test, the Hammond Skyhawks, the gold standard, the defending state champions. We pick things up in the second quarter when the Skyhawks really start to soar. Andrew Turner coming up here. He's going to go deep to Michael Turner. He makes a great turning snag there and runs it in for 6. They missed the PAT, however, 6-0. Still in the second, Turner throws practically the same ball, this time to Everett Edens, who comes up with it. Same result, a Hammond touchdown, 13-0 Skyhawks. And then can we fit one more touchdown in before the half? I think we can. Turner rolls to his right. Jordan Boston hauls in this catch, gets his feet in. It's another Skyhawks touchdown. Hammond into the break up 20 after they score another with less than 15 seconds left in the half. And Hammond doesn't slow down. They run away with it with a final of 27-15.
How about Northwood Academy running through that tunnel, taking on Laurence Manning. Second down for Laurence Manning, their quarterback, looking to give the ball away, but he is sacked by Northwood Academy's Will Watts, and it's a fumble. Northwood Academy recovers it. Nicely done for Johnny Waters' Chargers. Northwood Academy then with the ball, handed off to Keyshawn Singleton. He is breaking tackles left and right. Nice shooting there, Lauren Lennon. Well done, putting the Chargers in nice position with the end zone in sight. Northwood Academy's Kavian Ford runs it in for the first touchdown of the night. Northwood Academy up 7-0. They win it 42-6. Johnny Waters' team undefeated heading into their bye week. Very impressive stuff for them so far this year.
And impressive stuff from Lauren. It looks like all that preseason training with the Photogs paid off.
That's right, absolutely. Yeah. Well, she, you know what? And she wasn't. She should have been in the commercial with us. She should have been in the commercial. All right, we'll be back right after this.
This is Knights Company's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Crew Chevrolet on News 4.
Welcome back, everybody. Wanted to show you this video that Elliot Summy sent me from over at First Baptist tonight. Really cool. Is that an iconic shot or what of Jamal Birch just looking at the fireworks? Elliot, you got to keep the shot straight there. He turned it sideways, but he'll come back here. There we go. Look at that great shot. Iconic. Shows how much they put into those wins when a head coach can just sit there and look at it and admire after that well-deserved win for First Baptist. Elliot Summy, thank you. When I fly from Charleston, I always fly from Charleston International Airport, so well done getting out of work. And that would have been cool if he flew a breeze flight or something over to James Island for the game. Yeah, I don't think he did that. I think he drove. Anyway, a couple of scores to pass along to you tonight. Pinewood Prep, a nice win, 43-32. That is over Trinity up in Darlington. A Cathedral Academy, an 8-man football, is just rolling. They beat the Cross Schools 58-8, and Colleton County falls tonight 46-20. That game at Lower Richland High School up in Hopkins. The Diamond Hornets, the winners in that one.
And of course, we have some games going on tomorrow as well.
I would say so.
As we take a look at the big one tomorrow at noon, the Citadel getting their first win in over a year. Now they have to face South Carolina State. That one's at noon. And then right here, you can catch all the action on ABC News 4. South Carolina getting over a win that maybe feels a little bit like a loss, but they're looking to rebound. Still 1-0. They travel to Kentucky, and then Charleston Southern taking on Furman. William and Mary at Coastal Carolina, and then Clemson looks to get over that Georgia hangover. Not a great opponent to do it against. App State always gives teams fits, and Clemson could be in for a close one tomorrow night.
No question about it. Play of the night goes back to James Island. The highlight shot by Athletics Director Jeremy Holland. Connor Densler to James Hurto. That is your play of the night. Look at that, getting the foot down inbounds with no time left on the clock. What a touchdown. What a win. They needed that to win the game. They got it, and James Island knocks off Goose Creek. What a highlight that was.
I really like the feet in bounds, just tight roping the sideline.
Absolutely.
There.
For Webb, Wright, and our team of photojournalists, have a great night, everybody.